Hey guys, here we are at the Rudskogen Motorsenter, a free track that was added to iRacing during the Season 4 update, and I'm going to show you a quick track guide around here in the Porsche 911 GT3 Cup car. So first, I'm going to show you the lap in full speed, and then I'm going to show the lap in slow motion and break down my approach to each corner. Hope you enjoy. So now on to the short track guide. So as we start this lap here, crossing the finish line, going over to the right-hand side of the track, and we're looking up ahead at these braking markers. Now, the thing about this track is that a lot of the corners are really tight and there's a lot of elevation change, so you're really going to focus on preparing yourself for the next corner. So this chicane really will put yourself as far left as possible. We're going to be braking right before the 100-meter sign, about 100% brake pressure, then trailing off around the 50 board or somewhere, and shifting down to second gear as we get the apex here, trying to get all the green turf on the left-hand side to put us in a good position for this right-hander. So you can see you getting back on the gas, and this corner, it seems to be like tight on entry and tight on exit, and then it seems to wind in the middle. It's a very interestingly apex corner. So I basically try to hug it all the way around, and then waiting until the front starts to bite, and then by that time just getting more in the power, and hopefully allows the rear to start helping the car rotate. Using up all the track on the left-hand side, you can see all the white line there, and then we'll start going down the hill here. You can't really see where the upcoming corner is, but I'm going to be using these there's some white reference boards on the right hand side, so I'm using those as references. So I'm looking at the 150, then I see the 100. So as we get to the 100 board, this is when I'm starting to get on the brakes and waiting to downshift to fourth here, and then really trying to carry a lot of speed through this first corner. I'm almost treating this like there's a corner at Zandvoort where it's like a mid-speed corner and then it tightens up again, so I almost treat it like that. Um, so still waiting to get back on the brakes, so you can see down to third here. So it's almost two separate braking zones, one into that second part and one into the first mid-speed corner and then one into the second one. Really light apex here. This is down to second. I might have been able to take it in third here, but your apex is basically the end of this curb right here. There isn't really much exit room on the left-hand side of the track here, so you really gotta be careful not getting on the sand there, trying to bring yourself immediately over to the right-hand side of the track, and then you're gonna put yourself as far left as possible here onto this green AstroTurf. This is a bunch of like mid-speed like S's corners, and then this is basically the main approach for this left-hander. This is like the slowest of them all, and so you really got to get on the brakes early for this one, and then try not to get out too wide here. If you get out too wide, you're just losing time. So I'm just trying to position myself in the middle of the track. If we just look at chase view here, you can see the white line way over there. Trying to keep yourself in the middle here, and then just trying to cut back. If we just go back on board here, can see that as soon as the track starts coming up, I feel like that's when the front of the car starts to finally bite. So I'm trying to apex probably like 2 car lengths before the curbing on the left-hand side ends, getting back on power, and then coming up to probably one of the best braking or passing opportunities of the track. This is a good dive out, dive bombing place. Easy to lock the brakes though. So I'm braking right at that yellow post right there, down to third and to second. Really careful to trail off early here to not lock up at this point. And as we turn in to first gear here, it's a bit uphill on exit, so you can really get on the gas surprisingly early, and the car won't really understeer on exit. It will just kind of, it'll be really grippy through that section. So pulling you up through this area, and then bring your car over to the right-hand side quite quickly, since you want to get a nice approach for this left-hand side. And see we're splitting the car all the way over on this curbing here, down to second gear as we turn in, but trying to get back on the power quite early, since this corner does seem to widen up on exit through here, so you can see back on power. And you can go a little bit off through here, but you can see it goes back to grass quite quickly. So if you are going to go a little bit wider, just be sure to pull back soon. Approaching this final chicane, even doesn't look too severe. Really important to get as much on the left-hand side of the track here onto that green AstroTurf to put yourself in a good position for this final corner. So as again, this final corner, the main goal here is just to get a nice exit onto the finish line straight, and it really tightens up on exit here. So bring yourself out wide, allowing yourself to turn in late for the final part of the corner. That's the main goal here. So partial throw through this whole section, then finally cutting it back. If you're hugging it the whole way, you're probably going to understeer late. So by diamonding the corner allows you to get a good exit onto the final pit straight here, coming down the finish straight, and that's a lap around Rudskogen. And finally, I'm just going to show the lap in chase view so you can see the line that I was taking throughout the lap. So thanks for watching, and just some advice for, I guess, anyone wanting to race here. I'd say it's quite a technical track, so the main key is just to really get into your rhythm, trying not to make any mistakes through here. Really going to be important to get a good qualifying spot here, since it is quite narrow, hard to pass, but I think as long as you can keep it clean and stay on track, especially I'd say in the middle sector where things get really dicey and elevation change and S's, I think you'll do well. So once again, thanks for watching, and see you next time.